And now, live from the Squared Circle Production Studio, it's the Squared Circle Podcast, WWE Roadblock Fallout Special. And here are your hosts, Spencer Hart, and still the Squared Circle Podcast Heavyweight Champion, Max Beatty.
Listen up, there's not a moment to spare. It's quite a drop from the top, so how you feeling down there? It's a cold, cruel, harsh reality. Caught, stuck here with your enemies. Who do you think you are? Tearing us all apart.
Alright everybody, we just finished WWE Roadblock, end of the line. Spencer Hart, it's not Cock Block anymore, that was last year's show.
I don't know, after the ending to the Sasha Charlotte match, I feel kind of cock-blocked.
You know.
You know what? I don't feel good about that finish. Why is Sasha not holding the belt? She bled for it!
First of all, congratulations, Mr. Max Beatty. Still the Square Circle Podcast Heavyweight Champion. Well deserved. We had our scoreboards.
I should say it was well deserved.
We had our
there wasn't much of a
scoreboards
challenge
here.
tonight.
Shut up. We had our scoreboards here tonight, and you had
so much right.
You had 81 points, and I didn't have enough. So, and Nate wasn't even close. He was in third place. So, yeah. So we're going to cover just a few things here for the Fallout show. We are going to start with the Cruiserweight division getting a much-needed heel.
Oh my God!
Neville is back, and he is kicking ass and taking names.
Oh
Holy
my
shit!
God! First off, he comes back and he's got this beard. And I love it when they come back with beards, because that usually means that they're taking an alignment turn, whether it's heel to face or face to heel.
Right.
Next off, Adrian Neville's finally doing something again. Can we all just take a moment to appreciate that?
Right.
And he just basically sent the entire friggin' division on notice.
Right.
He basically just said, no, I'm the one who basically popularized this stuff in WWE in recent years. Screw you guys. And I'm completely okay with this. And hopefully this will be the shot in the arm the Cruiserweights need, because up until this point, they've been misjudging their audience so badly that they put the Cruiserweights on the wrong show.
Yeah. Yeah, and the crowd was pretty dead until Neville appeared. Once Neville appeared, the crowd was well into it. So I'll be really interested to see what Neville does in the Cruiserweight division, because God knows they haven't utilized him anywhere. Was he even drafted on Raw or SmackDown? I don't. Now that I think about it, I don't think so. So apparently he's on Monday Night Raw now. So yay! So
I'm on Raw.
Yay!
Hey, we weren't drafted either.
I mean,
well, I think we should just be allowed to pick a show.
Okay, I'll pick SmackDown.
I pick NXT.
Dick.
Yeah,
so I want to move on to the tag team champions.
Yeah!
Cesaro. New tag team champions.
Great White North, goddammit.
It's not
I'm going to
team.
get this shit going.
It is
I am not calling them Cesaro. That sounds like something that comes out of the back end of a dog.
Cesaro it is, then.
Or goes into the back end of a dog. I don't know. I'm not calling them that.
We're recording the show right after Roadblock, and we're currently watching Raw Talk on silent.
On silent.
Yeah, we have it muted, and they're just...
I like to imagine right now Cesaro is just ripping the piss fuck out of the New Day right now.
And that's what I want to cover very quickly.
Or ripping Sheamus. I mean, Sheamus does look like a hipster right now.
He's got the hat.
He's got the hat, the beard. He's got like the fucking the vest thing. He looks like he needs to just be pounding craft beers and trying to convert you to veganism.
Guinness, yes. Bring me 2 pints of Guinness. So, very quickly, I want to cover what's next for the New Day. Of course, they're now the longest reigning tag team champions in history. Kudos to them, by the way. No small feat. Of course, the last couple defenses were, but they deserved it, and they were the money marketing machine. They turned into Vince's money marketing machine, and they got over with the crowd just by themselves. So, in your opinion, what's next for the New Day?
What do I think is most likely to happen?
What's most likely to happen? I have a feeling you and I are going to say the same thing on this.
I don't know, because I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling that they'll maybe keep him a little bit relevant. Maybe they'll even, tease putting the belts back on him with a rematch. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're kind of going to get mired in, nothing for, a good chunk of 2017 until the next draft. And then they'll go over to SmackDown and, hey, they're the longest reigning tag team champions. and the fans still kind of like him. Wouldn't you like to see them versus American Alpha or someone? And yeah, see where I'm going with that. I'm thinking that they're kind of going to pull that. They're going to drift into semi-obscurity for a little bit.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think come tomorrow,
they're going to break up.
Bye-bye New Day. Yeah. I think they'll go their separate ways. Maybe not directly tomorrow. In the next coming weeks, we'll see dissension in the ranks. We'll see some form of...
like a full-on breakup?
Right, yeah.
Like they hate each other now, stuff like that? Or is it just going to be like, all right, we lost, let's go our own ways?
I'm thinking one will turn on two. You know what I mean? One will turn heel.
In that case, I'm kind of hoping whoever does, the turning there... would get some kind of a push out of that. I'm kind of hoping it's Kofi or Big E. No offense to Xavier, but
Kofi's still a little green because he's essentially been Kofi and Big E's manager. Yes, from time to time. Don't get me wrong. He is the voice of the New Day. He is the force behind what the New Day became. At the same time, wrestling standpoint, Xavier Woods is great. Not Kofi and Big E level.
I don't know if I would say great. I definitely think he knows his stuff. Mm-hmm. He's pretty good. I wouldn't say great.
Yes.
I personally would hope that Kofi Kingston would actually be the breakout of that he gets the singles push, and that it's going to sound kind of odd. I would kind of hope that Langston and Woods would actually stay together as a team. Mm-hmm. Drop the New Day name. And, they've got, hey, we're 2/3 of the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. What can we do on our own, That kind of thing. I think that'd be interesting. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but...
Right. So, I'm interested to see what happens with the New Day. Because had you told me a year ago that I would love the New Day, I thought you were batshit crazy. I really do enjoy the New Day. That being said... I think they're at the end of their run.
Shark got jumped weeks back.
The Shark has jumped a lot. And like I said when we started talking about the New Day I love the New Day. Their last few title defenses were a bit iffy. Shenanigans. But...
hacks! I declare hacks!
When do we see the rematch?
Between Cesaro, Sheamus, and...
Cesaro and the New Day.
She's doing this to piss me off now.
Between
the Great White North.
I'm gonna get it on a T-shirt. I'm gonna duct tape it to
the Great White North.
Duly noted. Thank you for spitting on my microphone.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hate you.
I hate you too. It's okay. Feelings mutual. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, sadness.
Sadness forever. Anyway.
When do we see the rematch? I'm thinking it's in with it. If not this week, next week.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe they wait to Royal Rumble. Usually nowadays we see rematches at the Raw after.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna want to get that out of the way. Maybe not. Maybe they'll want to drag it out a little bit. Like maybe start the rematch, but then have it I don't know. Go to a draw because both of the guys that are tagged in, they can't respond to a 10 count or something, just blow huge thing like that, and then they go to the Royal Rumble. That'd be okay. Mm-hmm. But if they don't do something like that where they can extend it out to the Royal Rumble, I think that's going to end in the next week or two. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Now, really quickly before we go to break here, again, we have Raw talk going on in the background. Sami Zayn is on the television right now.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I'm sure he's saying something about Mick Foley. What are we going to see next from Sammy?
Hopefully, you know what? I can't believe I'm going to say this because you know how I feel about Mick Foley, but hopefully nothing involving Mick Foley because this storyline has been a train wreck.
It has.
This. I mean, I'm sorry. It's like, oh, he cares so much about Sami Zayn's well-being. He won't let him get into a situation where he might be over his head. Then why do you let literally everyone else do it? Why did you let the women's Hell in a Cell match go? What was the point of, I'm going to trade you for Eva Marie? Oh, it was just to get you fired up. So you were trying to get him fired up the whole time? That doesn't...
Right.
And then, time limit finish, but Sammy still won.
See, we were discussing that during the show.
What?
If it's a time limit match, wouldn't it end in a draw?
You'd think. I don't even... oh, but he survived. Well, by that logic, every match that's ever gone to a time limit has survived. They've both survived. It's just whatever they do. I think it's time Sammy needs to pick up a belt.
Yes.
I think they need to spend a little bit of time, like say the interim time between now and the Rumble, building him back up a bit, like, reestablishing, his skills as a wrestler, setting him up against the right kind of opponents would definitely help with that. So a couple of little, like, 1 or 2 week mini feuds. Like, do the feuds they've been doing these days where the story's only over that one episode of Raw, but they, actually bother to tell an ABC storyline over the course of the night.
Right.
Do that a couple times, that sort of thing. And then start him out with the U.S. title. Like, and then pull a John Cena reign where he has this long, meaty, healthy reign where he's just racking up successful title defenses. He's bringing all this attention to it. Hell, given the kind of character he is, have him make some jokes about how, it's kind of funny that, of the last, say, 3 or so, U.S. title holders, one was Bulgarian and I'm Canadian. It's like, you can do a lot with that.
Yeah. Just
whatever it is, keep him the fuck away from Mick Foley. Mick Foley, you're still my favorite wrestler, but you stop it! You stop being stupid! Stop it! You say something!
So I'll send us the break. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about the Iron Women match. Holy blood. And the finish to this pay-per-view. It was... I think it's going to set up some pretty interesting stuff moving into the new year. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about all that. That's next here on the Squared Circle.
What is going on, guys? This is the Loose Cannon, Nate the Effing Great, here to tell you about a great company known as AJsBelts.com. Why are they so great, you ask? Well, let me tell you, they have every single championship belt that you can imagine, from classic championships to modernized championships. Hell, even they do MMA championships. They have great deals on championship belts. And I know what you're thinking. What if you can't afford them right now? No problem. They have a great layaway program, as well as if you go through PayPal credit, you can get your championship belts right away. A&J's Belts, the proud sponsors of the Squared Circle Podcast.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Spencer Hart from the Squared Circle Podcast. Wanted to let you know about some amazing news. You can listen to the Squared Circle Podcast right now on the new Satchel podcast player for both Android and iPhones. Here's the deal. While you're listening to us on Satchel, you can quickly and easily send us a few dollars to make our show even better. So if you're listening to us on Satchel right now, go ahead and click that donate button and send us some much appreciated donations. And if you're not listening to us on Satchel, I mean, come on, what are you doing? Download the podcast player right now at satchelplayer.com. Exclusive friends of the Squared Circle Podcast. Don't hate me because I'm fabulous.
Is that how we come back from break?
That's how we came back from break. So welcome back to the Sports Circle Podcast on Spreaker.com, iTunes, Player.fm, PodDirectory.com, Stitcher.com.
No. I don't hate you because you're fabulous. I hate you because you're exactly the opposite.
TuneIn Radio, Satchel Player, and Castbox.fm. All right, this is going to
finishes the intro.
This is the Roadblock End of the Line Fallout Special. We're going to cover the last couple matches. I want to start with the women's Iron Maiden match.
Jesus!
Oh, Sasha, I'm pretty sure you're bleeding out of every orifice, for Christ's sake.
Oh my God, seriously, her face exploded.
I'd be interested to see what the hell happened. I'm sure she broke her nose.
Something. Because there's that first bump with the stairs where she chipped the tooth, and it's like she was clearly kind of rattled from that, but she wasn't bleeding from that. And then I look away for like a second, not even at my phone, just to grab a drink real quick. And I look back over, and Sasha's just...
Yeah, her...
nose, mouth, it was like pouring down the side of her face.
Bearing the crimson mask, yeah.
Charlotte had a bunch of it up her arm. Yeah. She had some on her boot. It was just... And some of the positions they held each other in for submission holds, Jesus, that looked painful.
Yeah, so a couple of notes here. The first fall did not occur until 1914 of the match. So 19 minutes and 14 seconds elapsed before the first fall. That's pretty odd for an Iron Man match, don't you think?
Usually, yeah. I mean, in an Iron Man match or Iron Maiden match, I mean, you'd think even in the 60-minute and 45-minute ones, they don't hold off on throwing a pinfall out there